Greetings, fellow outsiders. Today is your lucky day because you clicked on this video where we are playing a new visual novel called Lucky Day. I'm excited, so let's go ahead and play. Who are you again? Who am I? Who am I? How dare you even ask? I'm kidding. It's Alieann. Your phone buzzed as you walked out of the office building. Taking it out of your pocket, you spot a new message from a friend. The weekend wasn't too busy for you. Not until now, that is. Hey, could you drop by the pet store and buy me some stuff? It's not too far from your workplace. Needed ASAP. Sent you the money already. Thank you. What kind of stuff? Seriously? They didn't even ask if you were okay with doing that. What if you were actually busy? What then? What if right after your prior engagement you had to save an orphan from a burning building? Ugh, whatever. You aren't doing any noble causes like saving orphans from burning buildings today. Or any day, for that matter. Being the great, wonderful friend that you are, you send off a reply as soon as you get in your car. Strapping in the seatbelt and starting the engine, you drive in the direction of the pet store. As your friend said, it really wasn't that far. Pulling into the crowded parking lot, you hype yourself up to get out of the car and into the store. Regardless of your thoughts on pets and animals, you really didn't want to be in a crowded place right now, especially at a pet store where irresponsible owners could be rampant. You just wanted a quiet weekend. You wanted to go home and sleep or indulge in a hobby, but mostly sleep. After a few seconds of mental ping pong, you turn the engine off and get out of your car, wallet in hand. It's gonna be quick. In and out. You could be placed on a speedrun website for how fast you'll get in the supplies. With these thoughts hyping you up, you step inside the crowded store. Walking briskly with your phone in one hand, you scan the signs near the tops of the aisles as you search for what you had to pick up for your friend. Ow! Uh-oh. Looks like you bumped into someone. Sorry about that. You help the person up. Ooh, the person gives you a blank look, though he seems apologetic as he shakes his head. Nah, it's my fault. I was just standing in the middle of the aisle, sorry. He kind of looks like he's gonna cry with the way his mouth is pressed into a thin, trembling line. This guy just looks lost in general. What kind of person spaces out in the middle of the aisle anyway? Was he just lost or something? Your question was answered as his gaze wanders again. Anyone could tell that this guy was looking for something, but was too lost and maybe even a bit overwhelmed. It was just the weekend and the store was busy. There were no employees around to help this guy. His face paled a bit as he kept turning in all sorts of directions, trying to find something but being too overwhelmed to take a single step forward. You could help him, but it'd be a time loss to the speedrun challenge you imposed on yourself before stepping foot outside your car. We are going to help him. He looks very nice. You may not be saving orphans from a burning building, but you could probably help this random guy. Hey, do you need help finding something? The guy turns to look at you and nods wordlessly. So, what did you need help finding? The hamsters. He mumbles it out, looking down at his feet. Hamsters? He nods, looks up at your face. Hamsters. He nods again. Didn't really look like he was looking at you, more like he was looking at something behind you or at your forehead. Maybe he was just bad at eye contact. Okay, let's go then. You look around and spot the sign indicating products related to small animals. Seems like a good place to start. Walking over, you glance over your shoulder to make sure he was following along. He followed closely, though made sure he kept some distance so as not to touch you on accident. Seems like he avoided touching people like the plague, expertly weaving between people without so much as brushing against them. After some walking around, you two finally arrive at the glass displays. Hamsters were sleeping in the bedding, some sniffing around while others drank water and ran in a wheel. The guy you had helped had a slight smile as he watched them, eyes soft. His expression was a far cry from the nervous wreck you had bumped into a few minutes ago. Thank you. He was still looking at the hamsters as he spoke. As you were about to turn to leave, he spoke again. Hey, what's your name? If you don't mind telling me, that is. I didn't get a chance to ask. Alieann, I gotta go now. Glad I could help. You answer quickly as you leave to grab what you needed. As you walked around the store, it felt like something was behind you the whole time, but whenever you looked behind you, nothing eye-catching was in your vision. Brushing it off as paranoia, you head to the checkout and carry the bags to your car. Is the guy a hamster? Is the guy he turned into a hamster and is following us? What if that is what it is? It's a quiet drive to your friend's house. A dull ache was starting to bloom in your head. You know that old soup commercial where the soup followed the kid home from the store and it they made soup that night? I feel like it's like hamster, but not soup. We're not making hamster soup. That's not where I'm going with this. I'm gonna move on. You seem to understand why they ended up asking you to do this. The distance you had to drive was pretty far. Eventually, you pull into the neighborhood. It didn't take long to find your friend's house and park. Quickly sending a text to your friend that you were outside the driveway, you lean back in your chair and sigh. Home was close and yet so far. You briefly wonder if the guy from the pet store was still looking at the hamsters. It felt nice to help someone out. Before you could think about it a bit more, there's a knock at your window. Your friend gives you a wide smile as you open the door. You are a lifesaver. Yeah, I know. Handing your friend the goods, they thank you again. Here, I made too much to eat, and I know you love this stuff. Oh, thanks. A $10 bill sitting on top, held in place by their thumb. You take the wrapped food from their hands. It's still warm, freshly made, it seems. You pocket the bill as well. Closing the car door, you wave goodbye as you pull out of the driveway. You got some food and $10 in gas money. Thought of a warm home-cooked meal helps you deal with the headache that was plaguing you better. Maybe this wasn't a total waste of time after all. You helped out 2 people. Surely your good deeds will be rewarded one way or another. What goes around comes around, right? At least, that's what you had hoped would happen. The following week, it felt like something was out to get you. You were met with trouble at practically every turn, and by the end of the week, you were absolutely exhausted. At its worst, it felt like whatever higher being existed was trying to strike you down in the worst way possible. At its best, it was an inconvenience annoying you left and right as you tried to survive the day. Whichever end of the spectrum it was, each day ended with you stumbling into your home and passing out in exhaustion. Not even the weekends were safe. Your time was taken up searching for your bicycle and frantically fixing tons of errors and mistakes on a team project. Honestly, you wish you could just catch a break already. Enough of this BS week. If superpowers were real, you probably want time manipulation so that you could pause everything and sleep for 10 years. Unfortunately, you aren't that lucky. Staring at the date on your phone, you sigh and shut it off. It's a new week. Hopefully this one is better than the last. Clocking out and changing out of uniform, you briefly wonder if you should take a more scenic route home. There is still a bit of daylight to burn after all. A few extra steps wouldn't hurt. Walking down the street, you absentmindedly decide to walk through the nearby neighborhood. A park was nearby, and the houses looked pretty, the sidewalk lined with tall trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The ambiance and general vibe always seemed to have a calming effect. You enjoyed taking this route after a tiring shift. Passing by the house one by one, your eyes eventually landed on a yard sale sign. You palmed your wallet. Did you carry cash today? Curious, you followed the sign and eventually came up to a house with its yard full of knickknacks and other such things. The homeowner greeted you as you inspected what was for sale. Nothing was particularly eye-catching, not until you noticed a familiar logo. Picking up, you realized that it was an official plush from one of your favorite pieces of media. It was produced in limited quality, with second-hand sales on auction sites costing 100 times more than the original price. You were shocked to find such a sought-after merchandise in such perfect condition, aside from the very light wear and such. The homeowner must have noticed your piqued interest as you were inspecting the item in shock. There was no way in heck you were going to pass up this opportunity. You deserve to treat yourself for once, especially after all that's happened. You quickly pulled your wallet out, asking the seller how much they wanted. Upon hearing the price, you had to stop your jaw from hitting the floor. No effing way they were selling it for that cheap. Paying out the cash, you walked away from the yard sale a happy camper. If you could, you'd throw a skip and click your heels together like a whimsical fellow living in the Victorian era. I love that line. That's my favorite line of the visual novel so far. You quickly make your way home, protecting your new purchase with your life. When you arrived, you looked for a spot in your house to display your new item. Eventually, you found some space in your room. This is a nice room. Wow. Settling on a shelf in your room, you make some space and put it into place. You still couldn't believe your luck. Maybe things were taking a turn for the better after all. Huh? You look around your room and then up at the smoke detector. Did it beep? You squint at the detector before grabbing a chair and testing the battery. It's fine. And what was that? What the heck is that beeping noise? Looking around, you back yourself into a corner. After a bit, you hear another beep. It came in the direction of... You stand in front of the shelf, squinting. Eventually, another beeping sound. It was coming from the newly purchased plush? Did they put a camera in the plush? That's creepy. Picking it up off the shelf, you back it up and sit on your bed, taking a closer look. The beep was definitely coming from here. But did you really want to cut it open? You had just bought it, not to mention how sought after this particular piece of merchandise was. Leave it open, crack it open, and take a look, or think about it later. Ooh, we have 3 different options. Oh, let's Let's crack it open. Let's do that. You carry it to the kitchen and set it on the counter. Taking out a knife, you silently apologize to your fellow fans as you prepare to cut open the merch. It's difficult to summon the resolve to actually start. After a few seconds of staring, you realize there's a tiny little slit in the fabric. You put the knife down and push a finger in. Tearing it open a bit wider, your finger brushes against something hard. Picking out some of the stuffing, you reach in and pull out a small object hidden within. Oh. That's a camera. That is a small camera that was hidden inside the plush you just bought. Okay. You stare at the camera until it beeps again, wincing at the sound. Inspecting the camera, you find that there's a slot in it for an SD card. Popping it out, you leave the kitchen. Quickly grabbing the laptop from your room, you return to your living room and open it up. The SD card easily inserts into the slot and you're able to explore the contents. You navigate to the folder directory and look at the contents. Several videos were saved on it and you watch them one by one. As you go through the videos, you come across what seems to be a test recording. Is that? A pair of hands is up to the camera, positioning it with what looks like stuffing. You make a wild guess that this was when it was planted in the plush. When he backs up, you can see his face more clearly. That's... Is that the guy you met from the pet store from like a week ago? What the heck? You watch in morbid curiosity as he walks to the yard sale and hands it to the homeowner who seems eager to be able to sell another item. Before you could go through another video, a knock on your door makes your blood run cold. You slowly turn towards the sound, grabbing the knife on the counter and walking cautiously to the front door. Oh no! Looking through the people at the door, you feel the hairs on your neck rise. It's him. He's just standing there awkwardly, waiting for you to open the door. A cloth mask is over his face, but you recognize that distinct blonde hair with strawberry blonde tips. You're unsure of what to do at this point. Backing away from the door, you consider your options. Call the cops. Nah, they wouldn't get here in time. Let him in? No, I'm not that stupid. He's definitely gonna do something. Run. Well, your car's in the garage. Not a bad choice, actually. As quietly as you can, you pocket your keys and make your way to the car in the garage. Hopping into your car, you grip the steering wheel with one hand, key in the ignition. The garage door opens pretty slowly, but if you time it just right, you can drive out with only a few scratches on the roof. Your life is worth more than the car you got from a secondhand dealership. Starting the car, you open the garage. The moment it's wide open enough that you slam your foot on the gas. Bolting out of the garage, you turn as quickly as you can out of the driveway and make your escape. In the rearview mirror, you can see the stranger watching you drive off. Oh, he has like a medical mask sort of thing, or like just that covers that. I thought it was like a full mask, like a like a ski mask. Wait, but if you just run away, what will he do? Considering your options, you decide to run him over or hit him. Both of those are the same thing. Turn the car. Stop. No, wait, every single one of them. This isn't an option. This is 4 of the same things. These are synonyms. Oh God, all right, we'll go with this. I don't want to do this. You make a U-turn and drive back towards your house. He's in the middle of the road now. Surprised to see that you came back. It looks like he made an attempt to run after the car. Stop! Not stopping, you press on the gas, aiming right for him. We have no information. You're just gonna... When he realizes that you're about to run him over, he tries to run out of the way, but you chase him down! You chase him down until you manage to hit him with your car. Stop! Bringing the car to a stop, you step out and look at the man who's collapsed on the road. Is he dead? Did you just kill a man? Well, he kinda had it coming with the whole hidden camera and showing up at your house stuff. You hoped your neighbors didn't just witness you running someone over. Taking your phone out of your pocket, you call the police and text your friend. Despite barely even starting, looks like this week is a bust. Ending 2, hit and run. All right, that was not a good ending. Let's see what other endings we can get now. Okay, so this time we are not going to help him. We're just gonna go on our way. You didn't have time. You were already tired as is, and you just wanted to head home. Heck, you didn't even want to be here. Silently wishing the stranger the best, you head on your way to the aisle and pick up what your friend needed. Carrying the bag back to your car, you start the engine and pull out of the parking lot. It's a quiet drive to your friend's house. A dull ache was starting to bloom in your head. Quickly sending a text to your friend that you were outside the driveway, you lean back in your chair and sigh. Home was so close yet so far. You briefly wonder if the guy from the pet store found what he was looking for. Before you could think about it a bit more, there's a knock at your window. Your friend gives you a wide smile as you open the door. You are a lifesaver! Yeah, I know. Handing your friend the goods, they thank you. Here, I made too much to eat and I know you love this stuff. Ah, thanks! A $10 bill was sitting on top, held in place by their thumb. You take the wrapped food from their hands, and it's still warm. Freshly made, it seems. You pocket the bill as well. Closing the car door, you wave goodbye and pull out of the driveway. You got some good food and $10 in gas money. The thought of a warm home-cooked meal helps you better deal with the headache that was plaguing you. Maybe this wasn't a total waste of time. The coming weeks go by as normal, and nothing out of the ordinary happens, as expected. Oh! Ending 1, normal week. Oh, so it was just very normal that time if we choose not to interact with him. All right, let's head back in. Okay, so we helped him in the store. This time we are going to leave it alone and see what happens, because I think we're probably going to be able to interact with him more with this option. You ignore it and choose not to cut it open. You're just grateful you managed to get such a steal on such a rare plush. There's no way you'll butcher your new merch in mere minutes after buying it. After putting it in its place, you get to your laptop and spend the rest of the evening browsing the web before heading to bed. Oh, we've got no knock on the door. Today was pretty good. A package would be coming by the end of today. Maybe it was all the stress stockpiling during the last week, but you made an impulse buy when online window shopping, just to treat yourself. You had completely forgotten about it until you woke up to an email from the website. It would be delivered by 9 p.m. A glance on the clock is all you need to keep you pacing around any minute now. Ever since you had arrived home from work, you had been biding your time. Catching up on shows, watching lengthy video essays, or just mindlessly doom scrolling on social media, you try to distract yourself from the excitement of an incoming package. Another walk around the kitchen counters, check the phone again, look at the doorway. No doorbell ringing, no knock, another walk around it is. Oh god, that scared me. Halfway through what felt like the 100th millionth lap around the kitchen, you finally heard a knock at the door. Hello? Practically bolting to the door, you opened the door and signed for the signature. Your highly anticipated impulse buy was finally here. Was it worth it? Probably not. But you deserve a treat after surviving the last week. Setting the box on the kitchen counter, you cut it open, the packaging, and unbox the purchase you made. As you were discarding the leftover packaging and boxes, you heard something plasticky hit the floor. Ooh. Crouching down to pick it up, you come across a USB flash drive. Weird, you didn't order this. Did it fall into the box by accident? Is this someone else's order? Pocketing it for now, you finish cleaning up and head over to your room. Once you're sitting comfortably with the laptop in your lap, you plug in the flash drive and open its contents. It's hard to stop your jaw from hitting the trackpad. Hundreds, if not thousands of folders, each labeled with its contents. The first folder catches your eye. It's a popular show you had been wanting to watch recently, but it was taken off the air. Clicking in, your eyes almost bulge out of your skull as the contents reveal every episode in high quality. You quickly back out and start going through the other folders. Music, video games, and emulators, TV shows, and animation. The flash drive carried everything of interest. Could something like this really be ordered at an online retailer? Whatever the case may be, you're definitely holding on to this. I think it was the guy. He's been checking up on us, studying us. As you explore the folders, you eventually come across a folder that was hidden inside an empty one. Clicking on it informs you that it needs administrative privilege to enable viewing and editing. What could possibly be in there? None of the other folders so far had something like this. Is that the videos, you think, maybe? Delete the old files and cherish your newfound goldmine, open the folder anyways, or ignore it for now. Ooh, okay, I gotta save. For this one, I kinda wanna open it. Let's open it. I'm too curious. You decide to open the folder. The laptop seems to lag a bit, but as it struggles to load the contents. However, once it loads, you can feel your blood run cold. Countless photos and videos. The subject varied from each, but they all shared a common trait. They were all related to you, your house, your car, your belongings, you. A pit begins to form in your stomach as you scroll through the folder. It's practically never ending. Whoever took these photos and videos had been tailing you for the past week. The thought makes you sick. Was it a hamster? You had been so overwhelmed, you failed to realize that you were being stalked. Paranoia sets in as you quickly get up from where you were sitting, looking around. Your window curtain is open just a crack. Closing those curtains, you grab your laptop. Opening up your closet, you take a seat in the dark and open your laptop back up. You could use this flash drive as evidence, couldn't you? Would the police even believe you? Oh, this flash drive I randomly found that totally doesn't belong to me has photos and videos of my house. Yeah, right. They'll definitely believe that. You definitely wouldn't be written off as a nut job, wasting their precious time of the police. As you rack your brain for ideas, a light bulb switches on. What if you could investigate things yourself? Clicking on one of the photos, an image of a shirt you had lost, you open the properties for the pic. There. The metadata for the image file. Damn, whoever took these photos used a pretty expensive camera. As you scroll through the metadata, your eyes land on the GPS section. Latitude and longitude. Taking your phone out and opening the map app, you type in the coordinates you saw on screen. The location wasn't too far away. Walking distance. Alright, you're doing this. Crawling out of your closet, you stand up and put your laptop away. As you put a jacket on, you consider bringing a weapon. The Swiss Army knife in the junk drawer will have to do. Bringing the entire kitchen knife wouldn't be good unless you wanted to be mistaken as a serial killer. Armed and ready, you start heading out where the images were taken. I don't know that this is a great idea. After a bit of walking and a few detours to avoid being seen by cars, you arrive at your destination. You find yourself in an old park. Nature seems to have been reclaiming the space with all overgrown grass and plants. Checking the map app, it's clear. This is where the photo was taken. Some sort of clue had to be nearby. Turning on the flashlight to your phone, you begin to search as you part the tall grass with your other hand to see the ground better. After a bit of searching, you come across a cardboard box that sticks out more than the trash you've seen. It was notably cleaner, and it seems like whoever had put it there was trying to hide it. If the cloth was over it, it was anything to go by. Oh, to hide it if the cloth over it was anything to go by. Holding your breath, you pull the cloth off and open up the box. It's the shirt you lost. And a sock you thought had gone missing in the wash? Is that lint from the lint tray of your dryer? Whoa, whoa. You can feel the anxiety that had been rising in your chest seize your heart as you go through the other contents of the box. Who did this? Why? Why you? In your state of paranoia, you suddenly become aware of something watching you, a presence right behind you. The realization makes your blood run. You barely have the time to reach for your Swiss Army knife before a cloth is over your nose and mouth. Flailing around desperately, you try to scream for help, but only the cloth and hand over your face muffle your cries. Lungs burning, you're left with no choice but to inhale the cloth. It isn't long before your head grows fuzzy and your body goes limp. The last thing you see is a man with blonde hair, eyes apologetic as his mouth opens to speak. Sorry. And dig 3, secret stash. Oh man, I haven't gotten a good ending yet. I mean, except for the next day one, where we ignored him. All right, let's get back into it. Okay, I'm gonna do new options, so I'm gonna do ignore it for now. You keep it on the drive for now, and you'll decide what to do with it later. Who knows what might be on it? What if there's a virus or something? It's beginning to get late. You had no idea how long you were scrolling until you looked at the time. There really was a lot of stuff in that little flash drive. Closing the laptop, you wind down and get ready for bed. What a lucky day. It's your day off today, one of the 2 you'll have of the week. You spent most of the day lounging around until you decided to get something more productive done. Opening your trusty laptop, you start absent-mindedly surfing the web until a light bulb lit up in your head. Nowadays, there's a ton of streaming or premium services for everything that's imaginable. Television, online video gameplay, music. Split across different apps instead of one consolidated site for each form of media, it's easy to have your wallet drained from in the span of a month. That money spent for ad-free streaming could definitely be spent better elsewhere. Starting with the most expensive service you've subscribed to, you navigate to the site and open up the account settings. On the payment page, you skim over as you scroll to the bottom to cancel. However, something catches your eye: the next payment due date. Usually, this one renews around the same time every month. Tomorrow, it'd renew. At least, that's what you remember. Is he paying for my subscriptions? Looking at the date on the page, it's due next month instead of tomorrow. That's strange. Checking your bank account statement again confirms your thought. You paid for the service a month ago, so you should be due around this time of the month rather than next month. No recent transactions or pending balance notices indicate that you've paid it earlier either. Keeping the tab open, you go down to the list of subscription services you wanted to cancel. Each one had the same discrepancy in due payments. Cancel it later instead of now, investigate further, or change your passwords. See, we've got different ways that this could go. Okay, I just saved just in case. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Let's investigate further, because I have a feeling that might lead us to another ending. That's not right. Clicking on the payment information, you review the details in the section. Immediately, your eyes lock on the payment method. Every subscription service is linked to your card, but what you know and what you see are two different things. Underneath the payment method is a PayPal you didn't recognize linked to your account. That's definitely not right. You quickly go to each account and find that they're all linked to the same PayPal. Did you get hacked? Well, to be fair, you did put in a USB drive from like a random anonymous source. Like there could have been a virus on that. But why would they pay for it? Isn't the point of hacking someone's account to leech off their benefits? You take the note of the email address linked to the payment method and open up the email composer. Determined to get to the bottom of this mystery, you type in a short message and send it off. There's a few questions on your mind, but you keep your email short and straight to the point. Sending the email on its way, you lean back in your chair, staring at the ceiling to think. After a few minutes, you get a notification. Leaning forward, you see that there's a reply from the email. The initial message you sent was a question of whether or not they knew their PayPal was linked to several of your accounts. You expected it to be a misunderstanding, but the reply you got filled you with unease. I linked it to your account on purpose. Sorry, am I being a bother? Who the heck was this person? And why would they pay for your subscriptions themselves? Typing up another reply, you ask them exactly that. You get a response a few minutes later. I'm Oliver Morgan. We have a name. It's probably a fake name. But we have a name. As for why, well, it's because I like you. You weren't sure if you felt flattered or creeped out. The name this person gave you rang no bells whatsoever. After a few moments back and forth After a few more back and forth emails, you end up becoming more and more creeped out. The general tone of his messages were polite, but the content of each one unnerved you. Each one was just preached about how he loved you and how he had been watching you for a while. Apparently, he had seen you worrying about the subscriptions and took it upon himself to help you. At this point, you were thoroughly creeped out. Typing your final email, you ask him to leave you alone or you'll call the authorities. Sending it off, you block his address and start changing your passwords. You cancel all the payments as well. As nice as it would be to have all this free stuff handed to you on a silver platter, this situation was just too creepy. Once you were finished, you shut your laptop and got up to get ready for bed. That night, you double-check the locks and windows around your house, just in case. A knocking sound wakes you up. Oh no. Rolling over, you check the time. 5 a.m.? Who the heck is knocking on your door this early in the morning? As you get up, the knocking gets more and more intense. Fists were practically slamming on the door as you groggily got up. Opening the door to your room, you abruptly run into something. Well, actually, it's someone. Looking at their face, you're met with a surprised look from a blonde man. Have you seen this guy from somewhere before? Realization sets in, causing you to jump away and slam the door shut in his face. What the heck are you doing in my house? I just wanted to talk. Did you break in? Well, I mean, I did, but... You weren't having this. Running to your bed, you start dialing the police. Without you holding the door shut, Oliver opens it. When he sees you on the phone with the police, he quickly walks over to try and stop you. Pushing him away, when he got too close, you try to escape somewhere else. However, a grip on your ankle stops you in place. Looking down, Oliver is grabbing at your ankle with both hands, looking up at you pleadingly. Can't we just talk? Kick him in the head, give him the boot, hit him with your foot, consider talking to him, and then kick him in. Every time we have a confrontation with him, it's just four of the same thing in like different fonts. Consider talking to him. You use your other foot to kick him in the head. Somehow you manage to kick him hard enough to knock him out. This was surprisingly easy. You drag him to the bathroom and close the door, holding the door shut, just in case. Finishing your call with the emergency services, all you're left to do is hold the door shut and hope he doesn't wake up. It takes about half an hour for the authorities to arrive and take him away. After some questioning, you're allowed to rest easy. Hopefully, that's the last you'll see of him for a while. Ending 4. Breaking and entering is illegal, by the way. Alright, so... Perfect. We've gotten 4 endings so far. I think there's 7 total, so we got 3 more to go. Okay, so this time we are going to cancel it later instead of now, because I think pushing things off get us to the next day based on the past 2 days. So let's do that. Well, it's not like you were in any particular rush to cancel your subscriptions. You suppose you could just cancel it next month instead of now. Closing the tabs except for one, you decide to spend the rest of the day binging a series you've been meaning to watch. Today is another day off. A good day to be active, going out to exercise, whether you want to or not. You recently found a bicycle that you lost last week while walking home from work a day or two ago. In celebration, your friend wanted to go for a scenic bike ride on your day off. Right now, you're hanging near the trail, waiting for your friend. Headphones are in your ears, playing your tunes. After a few minutes of waiting, you hear someone biking up and stopping next to you. It's your friend! Greeting them, you two talk idly as you get ready for the ride. After a few moments, you're ready to head on your way. The weather was pretty good today. You feel lucky as the slight breeze refreshes your body. Not to mention the stunning scenery around you. At a few points on the ride, you paused for a break and took in the scenery around you. Even if you weren't too thrilled about exercising today, the great weather and beautiful landscape surrounding you made up for it. After biking as much as you could, you eventually looped back around to where you started. Your friend stopped behind you, stretching tiredly and taking a sip of their water. As you took your helmet off, you watched your friend take their phone out. Now that you were closer to civilization, your phones had signal. Your friend tapped away at their phone as you stretched out your limbs. A few minutes later, there was a tap on your shoulder. Turning to your friend, you were met with a face painted with worry. Whoa, what's wrong? Well, I think we're being tracked during our ride. What? Your friend raised their phone at eye level. The screen showed a notification. An AirTag was found moving along with you. What? It's not your AirTag? They shook their head. Let's check your bike. You lost it recently, right? Maybe someone planted it there? You nod reluctantly and turn to your bike. Searching the bike, you eventually come across a small AirTag underneath the seat. Holding the small disc between your fingers, you think about your next course of action. Throw it away, contact the owner, or hold on to it for now. Ooh, okay. I want to contact the owner because I think that might get us another ending again. So let's do that. Do you think we could find out who this belongs to? Yeah, hold on. You watch your friend open up an app and pluck the AirTag from your hands. After a little bit, an email and phone number popped up. Exchanging a glance with your friend, you type the phone number into your phone. Should I text or call, or maybe we should go to the cops? How much help would the cops be, though? I don't know. After a bit of back and forth with your friend, you both agree on calling with the speaker on. You both are headed to a nearby cafe and sat outside, the bikes leaning on the table. Taking your phone out, you look at your friend before gathering your resolve and calling the number. Do-do-do-do-do. Does that mean they're right next to us or something? A ringtone could be heard nearby. It looks like your friend heard it too. The two of you look around before the ringtone is suddenly cut off. Someone answered the call. Hello? The voice you heard on the other end sounded familiar. Exchanging a glance with your friend as you started talking. Hi. Hello. I found an AirTag linked to this number and I was wondering if you lost it. Oh, no, I didn't lose it. Is that so? Oh, sorry for bothering you then. I put it there on purpose. What? I put it there on purpose, the AirTag. Your friend looks thoroughly creeped out as you freeze up. Grip on your phone tight. What? Why did you? I put it on your bike. Something slams the table you're sitting at. Looking up, your friend has stood up, scanning the area. Suddenly, they grab your phone. We know you're here watching us, you a-hole. Come out. The other end has gone quiet. Hey, give it back for a second. You take your phone back. Can you explain yourself, please, if you're still there? I just wanted to make sure you were okay, that's all. What do you mean? As the voice on the other end had explained their behavior, your friend was restlessly pacing back and forth on the lookout for anything suspicious. At the end of the explanation, you sighed. This was way too creepy, but it sounded like he didn't really know that. Hey, listen. Before you could get another word in, your friend snatched your phone again. You're effing creepy, dude. If you don't leave Alieann alone, we'll take this up with the police. The other end went quiet again. Answer me! Click. They hung up. You take your phone back with a sigh. Think I'll actually leave me alone? He better. I was serious, you know? You have a real stalker on your hands. Yeah. You take the AirTag back and look at it with a frown. Here, I'll hold on to it. That way he won't know where you are at every waking moment. After you get off work tomorrow, we should head straight to the police station. Yeah, let's do it. I'll walk you home, come on. But if the friend has it, then he'll know where the friend is, and the friend pissed him off, most likely. You hadn't realized how late it had gotten. Walking home, you chat with your friend and try to relieve the tense atmosphere. Get home safe, okay? You send them off and watch them walk until they're out of sight. Turning to your house, you unlock the door and step inside. Pushing your bike into the garage, you set it down against the wall and head in. Deciding to heat something up for dinner, you head to the kitchen. You put in a frozen microwave meal and set the timer. It feels like someone is watching you the whole time. As your food heats up, you decide to close the curtains. However, the feeling of being watched doesn't go away. Before you can investigate anything, the microwave beeps. You take your dinner out and sit down to eat. It's been a long day, and a warm meal will definitely help you feel more at ease. It takes a bit off. You don't really remember how long this had been sitting in the fridge. Maybe you should have ordered something instead. Oh well. After you eat, you wash the dishes and head to your room. Did he do something to the food? If it tasted a bit off? In the middle of your room stands a man. It looks like he was waiting for you. His face lights up as you enter the room. Finished eating already? How was the meal? What the heck are you doing in my house? Picking you up. What? I'm here to pick you up. I thought I should come a bit earlier than I had initially planned. You know, since you guys plan to go to the police and all, I can't have that happening. He almost sounds apologetic. Anyways, that's why I decided to wait for you here instead. Your head was spinning with confusion. Wait, what? You shouldn't be here. You need to leave. Oh, sorry, but that won't be happening. What? I told you already. I'm here to pick you up. Hit with a wave of nausea, you try and prop yourself up against the doorframe. You suddenly feel dizzy and weak. The man walks over, arms out and ready to catch you. Afraid, you back up and try and get away. Your attempts fail as you hit the floor. The last thing you see before you lose consciousness is a kind smile contrasted by dark eyes. Ending 5 tagged. All right, so that's ending 5. Let's see if we can get to the next day. Okay, so instead of contacting the owner, let's hold on to it. We'll hold on to it for now. This is definitely something you should look into, but maybe not right now. You don't want to worry your friend. I think I'll hold on to this for now. Your friend still looks worried as you pocket the AirTag. Are you sure? Will you be okay? Yeah, I promise I'll be okay. Let's head back. I'll text you when I get home. Reassuring your friend, you grab your bike. Your friend still isn't entirely convinced, but grabs their bike nonetheless. You both head off after that, chatting along the way. After dropping your friend off at their house, you head out on your way home. You spend the rest of the evening winding down to mentally prepare for work tomorrow. A few hours and a warm microwave dinner later, you settle down in bed. It's another day of work. Not a particularly bad one, nor was it good. You'd say you were rather ambivalent about it all. Better than last week, if anything, you suppose. Last week, you were tasked with a team project. Regardless of how well you did working in groups, it ended up being the most irritating project you had the displeasure of working on. The coworkers you had to work with were unreliable and arrogant, opposing any chance you proposed. Working on the project itself was no problem, but having to work with the team members made it an absolute drag. As the thought crossed your mind, you ran into one of the coworkers you had worked with on the project. Oh, sorry. Wait. Before you could walk past, he grabs your shoulder and stops you. Huh? Hey, I'm really sorry about last week. I realized I was insufferable to work with, and it was absolutely my fault the project was botched. Think I could treat you to some food after this? Oh, I don't know. I insist, really. Any place you want. I'll be waiting around outside after work, okay? You aren't given a chance to respond as he pats you on the shoulder and walks away. Well, it's not like you had any plans after work today anyways. Free food doesn't sound half bad either. You didn't really want to have the microwave dinner 2 nights in a row. With the free food motivating you, you continue to go about the workday, looking forward to it. As you left work, you text your coworker and let him know you're outside. You look around. He's nowhere in sight. Well, that's weird. Checking your text, you can see that he's already read your message. You decide to wait around a little bit more just in case. 5 minutes pass, then 10 minutes. Around 20-minute mark, your patience was starting to wear thin. Before you could send another text, you received 2 messages from your coworker. Can't make it, sorry, but buy yourself something good. Gurngi? What? Sent you $50. Coworker number 23. That's the name we have in the phone. That's funny. What? First of all, why is that the name on the app? Second of all, he can't make it? You're not about to decline a free $50, but on the other hand, it's a bit suspicious. This coworker wasn't one to just flake like that. He may be hard to work with, but he wasn't unreliable. Oh well, look for him anyways, or overthink for a second. Okay, I've saved. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go look for him anyways. Probably not the best option. Sure, a free meal is good, but a meal shared with another person is good too. You also can't help but worry if something has happened. It's only been about 20 minutes or so, maybe you couldn't have gone far. Picking a direction to walk in, you scan the streets as you walk. Not the best strategy, but it's not like you had a better one. You had no idea where the guy lived after all. Who knows, what if you get lucky? Ooh. Every now and again, you call his phone number as you walked. It's unlikely, but there's a chance he may answer. This continued for a while. After a few minutes of walking, you called again. You passed by an alleyway as it rang. Uh-oh. Slowing your pace, you lowered your phone from your ear. It was faint, but you could definitely make it out. A ringtone was coming from deeper within the alleyway. Maybe it was just a coincidence? Hanging up, you call the number again. Ooh, I don't like that it's a whistle. Okay, not a coincidence. Putting your phone away, you walk deeper into the alleyway. A wave of unease hits as you get closer to the ringing. Fearing for the worst, you look around really quick and spot a metal pipe on the ground. You pick it up and keep venturing further in. Turning the corner, you feel your eyes bulge out of your skull as the smell of iron hits your nose. There lies your coworker with something standing over him. You can barely make out the details of the scene unfolding before you due to how dark it was. How troublesome. Did I go too far? No, maybe not far enough. The figure standing over your coworker raises something, a bat, over their head. Fight or flight kicks in as you rush forward with a yell, shoving the figure away from your coworker. Ugh! Looking down at your coworker, he was heavily injured with blood running down his face. Thankfully, it seems like he was still alive. His chest heaved with effort. Looks like he's barely holding on to consciousness. Looking behind you, the figure from before is staggering to his feet. Who? Alieann? This guy knows me? Oh, so sorry for causing you trouble, Alieann. You'll forgive me, right? Who are you? Oh, we haven't met. I mean, we have met, but you probably don't remember me. But I remember you. They're standing up straight now, facing you. You can barely make out what he looks like. Blonde hair and the dark brown eyes. This guy is familiar for sure. Sorry for troubling you. I'm so sorry, Alieann. You probably think less of me now, don't you? It's not my fault, is it? I just wanted to help. I'm sorry. The man staggers forward, bat dragging on the ground. You ready your own weapon, shielding your coworker. Get out of the way, Alieann. I'd hate to hurt you. No way, he needs a hospital. No. Oh, I'm really sorry about this. He lunges for you, looking like there's no talking your way out. Defend yourself, channel your inner pro baseball player, beat the heck out of him with a pipe. Like a batter about to strike a home run, you swing the pipe as hard as you can. Ouch, ouch. The man falls to the ground, knocked out for good this time. Hopefully you didn't kill him. You quickly take your phone out and call for an ambulance before checking on your coworker. Hey, are you okay? He's passed out too, breathing faintly. At least it looks like he'll survive, probably. Dragging him out of the alleyway, you patiently wait for the ambulance. Looks like you won't be getting a free meal with your coworker anytime soon. Ending 6. Let's get food next time. Yikes. Okay, let's load it up and see what the other options are. Okay, so this time we are overthinking. The more you think about it, the more uneasy you get. Oh no, this screen again. What if he's dead in a ditch somewhere? Maybe he's got kidnapped while waiting for you? After a few seconds of overthinking, you shake your head. It's easy to assume the worst, but rarely do your anxieties ever come into fruition, except for the times that they have. With a sigh, you send him off a text wishing him well. After a bit of thinking, you decide to accept the money. On your way home, you decide to treat yourself to a restaurant you like. You make sure to bring home some leftovers as well. It's not anything special, but the food was good at least. You'll have to thank your coworker next time you see him. Hopefully, the next team project you will work on will go better too. The week has come to a close and the time marches on towards the next day. This day has been as normal as ever with no events standing out. Looks like your lucky streak has come to an end. Maybe the balance of bad luck and good luck has been restored, although this week was a bit strange at times. Some things raised your suspicions, and in retrospect, maybe you should have been more curious. What would have gone differently if you had not been so impassive and accepting of each stroke of luck? Well, nothing that you can do now. It's not like you can rewind time and see what happened. I think the developers are giving hints as to what the other endings are. Regardless, the thought will linger in your mind for a while. Ending 7, what a strange week. Oh, okay. All right, well, let's do exactly what that said and rewind time and try and see what the other options are. Okay, so for this run, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the top option for every one of them, because I think I've been like semi-paranoid for all of this. So we're going to see what happens when I just like completely blow it off. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so for the first one, I deleted the plush, or I just left the plush alone, which is what I did in another run through. This time we are going to delete the old files and cherish our newfound gold mine. You decide to just delete the folder. It's probably some residual files or personal files belonging to the old owner. Sucks for them, the gold mine is yours now. Deleting the folder, you continue to go through the older folders on the drive. It's beginning to get late, and you had no idea how long you were scrolling until you looked at the time. There really was a lot of stuff in the little flash drive. Closing your laptop, you wind down and get ready for bed. What a lucky day. Are you sure? Okay, so for this one, this is the like PayPal account weird thing. We are going to cancel it later instead of now. Well, it's not like you were in any particular rush to cancel your subscriptions. You suppose you could just cancel it next month instead of now. Closing the tabs except for one, you decide to spend the rest of the day binging a series you had been meaning to watch. And for this one, for the AirTag, we are throwing it away. You didn't care that much. Holding the disc for a second, you take aim at the deepest part of the trail before throwing it into the woods. Your friend gives you an incredulous look. What'd you do that for? What? Why'd you throw it away? Aren't you worried or curious as to who it belongs to? Nah. No. Sighing, your friend pockets their phone and grabs their bike. Well, that's that then. Let's get going. You both head off after that, chatting along the way. After dropping your friend off at their house, you head on your way home. You spend the rest of the evening winding down to mentally prepare for work tomorrow. A few hours and a warm microwave dinner later, you settle down in bed. And at work, when our coworker goes missing, we are just gonna go, oh well. Well, that's odd, but you suppose there's nothing you can do about it. After a bit of thinking, you decide to accept the money. On your way home, you decide to treat yourself to a restaurant that you like. You make sure to bring some leftovers as well. It's not anything special, but the food was good at least. You'll have to thank your coworker next time you see him. Hopefully the team project you work on will go better too. The week has come to a close and time marches towards the next day. This day has been as normal as ever with no events standing out. Looks like your lucky streak has come to an end. Maybe the balance of bad luck and good luck has been restored. Not that you're complaining though. The streak of luck you had definitely cheered you up after the abhorrent week you've had before. You're really thankful for that. If only every day could be lucky. With a pep in your step, you go about your day looking forward to what will happen next. Ending 6. Lucky day! I didn't notice anything suspicious about this week. I'm so lucky. All right, there's one more ending. Let's try and get it. So for this one, we are literally gonna be as paranoid as we can be. So we're gonna help him and then think about it later, I guess. Because if we crack it open, if we do this middle option, the middle option has taken me to an ending for every single day. So let's try, we did every single one being the top one. Let's do every single one being the bottom one. So we'll think about it later. While you do feel a bit curious as you brush it off and decide not to cut it open, at least not right now, you feel a sinking pit of anxiety in your stomach, but the guilt of cutting it open wins you over. For now, you decide to put it in a box in your closet. Hopefully you can't hear the beeping from here. After putting it in its place, you get your laptop and spend the rest of the evening browsing the web before heading to bed. Okay, for this one, we are ignoring it for now. You keep it on the drive for now and you'll decide what to do with it later. Who knows what might be on it? What if there's a virus or something? It's beginning to get late. You had no idea how long you were scrolling until you looked at the time. There really was a lot of stuff in the little flash drive. Closing the laptop, you wind down and get ready for bed. What a lucky day! Okay, and for this one, this was the PayPal, we are changing our passwords. Swallowing the saliva that had gathered in your throat, you spend a few minutes looking at the due dates again. This was definitely weird. You decide to change your passwords, all of them. By the time you finished, unease still sits in your stomach like a rock. The feeling you wouldn't be going away anytime soon, so you decide to distract yourself. Closing the tabs except for one, you decide to spend the rest of the day binging a series you'd been meaning to watch. And it is our next day off, and this time we are going to hold on to the AirTag for right now. This is definitely something you should look into. Maybe not right now. You don't want to worry your friend. I think I'll hold on to this for now. Your friend still looks worried as you pocket the AirTag. Are you sure? Will you be okay? Yeah, I'll be okay, I promise. Let's head back. I'll text you when I'm home. Reassuring your friend, you grab your bike, and your friend still isn't entirely convinced but grabs their bike nonetheless. You both head off after that, chatting along the way. Alright, and with our coworker, we are overthinking for a second. The more you think about it, the more uneasy you get. What if he's dead in a ditch somewhere? Maybe he got kidnapped while waiting for you? After a few seconds of overthinking, you shake your head. It's easy to assume the worst, but rarely do your anxieties ever come to fruition, except for the times that they have. With a sigh, you send off a text wishing him well. After a bit of thinking, you decide to accept the money. The week has come to a close, and time marches on towards the next day. The day has been as normal as ever with no events standing out. Looks like your lucky streak has come to an end. Maybe the balance of bad luck and good luck has been restored. But is that all there is to it? After everything that's happened, you feel uneasy. Anxiety welled up inside you. Nothing bad even happened. There's nothing to feel bad about. In fact, you should be feeling grateful that all those good things happened to you. But you can't help it. The anxiety gripped at your heart, squeezing it to beat faster. You felt sick. Suddenly, your surroundings felt overwhelming. Shutting your eyes and covering your ears, you forced yourself to breathe and calm down. Your efforts proved to be futile as your thoughts raced faster. Taking your phone out, you scrolled through social media sites to try and distract yourself, but your mood only worsened. What could you do? As if reading your mind, you suddenly got an ad while watching a video. Feeling depressed? Hopeless? Like nothing will work out? Does the anxiety you have for the future paralyze you? Seek help! Admittedly, the ad sucked, as do all ads you see on this website, but it got you thinking. Maybe you should give therapy a shot. Surely the anxieties you have are just delusions. You just need help learning how to cope better. And hey, who knows? Maybe therapy will actually help you out. Calming yourself down a bit more, you start looking into mental health services that are covered by your insurance. Eventually, you find a good office and set up a starting appointment. Surely things will go well. Surely. True end. See you in therapy? That's the true end? They weren't delusions, though. They were correct. She did have a stalker. We saw that in all the bad endings. Oh, man. All right. Well, that was Lucky Day. I hope you guys enjoyed this visual novel. It was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. It was fun getting the different endings for this one. I wish there was like a good ending, or we got to know a little bit more about Olive, I think was his name, Oliver. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. If you did, be sure to leave a like down in the video and let me know down in the comments. But on that note, I'm going to say farewell, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, we're not alone out there, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye. I want to know what happens, though. The true ending was so unsatisfying compared to the other ones. Oh well, sometimes that's how it goes.